Hey, this is Steve with VisualForge. It's now Wednesday at about 3 p.m. Started this project on Sunday at 4 p.m. The project is splitting the core and application domains out of VisualForge and separate GitHub repos. And there's a lot more details than that, but that's just a quick recap. And now I'm kind of just getting caught up here. We have that app working in dev and staging with the new architecture, and I'm testing it in staging. So this is after like it did this agent split where I had to split out the agents that were working on Visual Forge versus working on like testing and developing the dev stuff, and they have their own requirements that they have to follow in test cases. And I was testing, I didn't open any GitHub issue. I was just explaining it in here that the get balance was getting called over and over again when it wasn't before, because I was like comparing the network tab, what was going on in the browser, and I could see that on the home page there's all these calls to get balance. So Claude fixed that. And then we were talking about the testing approach, and Claude hadn't run any of the agents, and so I told him not to. So I was concerned about using all the Claude, like running up a big bill with that basically. And then we found that like when the test does run these test agents, they're allowed to only use Nova Lite text AI. Like we don't let the test agents run any AI videos or images or things or voice, like because it's way too expensive, and it can like spend like over $100 like in one testing session, with them all running over and over again. Like I think the way they set it now, they just delete everything right after they create it, so it's like total waste. It actually happened to me once. I was like kind of pissed, and I don't know, like I don't think it was supposed to. It was like something I was being cautious about for a while, and I had safeguards in place, but somehow something like just a flag got flipped, or it was like left on by another agent, and then in a subsequent session. This one was running tested. It was just generating like the same images over and over again, something stupid like that. So I, I don't know. There's almost no end to the redundant safeguards you could put in. So I mean, maybe I just need to add some more or something. But I've been doing this mock mode for a while now, and it works really well. Where the agents can test anything with the data, in DynamoDB, and testing the service with those CRUD operations. So like testing all the CRUD operations, and then I like for a lot of the functionality, it requires text AI generation. So I'll use Nova Lite so that I can unblock like a ton of tests. So then the only ones that can't be tested are like through the test agent, and also like even the playwright tests probably and everything, like just when you run the scripts. But the agents run the playwright scripts and the just tests also that do the API testing. I don't know, I should do a whole another video on it or something. So anyway, they're only blocked from generating those items, and those items only get generated like they're all provider based. So like I have a module that where it can be centrally gated, I guess, and like turned off by like the mock mode flag, So this is like the staging cutover where there's a PR to make all the staging stuff live, and then this is the results of some testing, smoke testing from that, and saying like staging down runs with the full migration with every fix, talking about some fixes that like bug fixes along the way, and then suggesting pushing to prod. But I was like, I'm gonna test, and that was like early. I think this was the exchange like first thing this morning, and I was working on editing the video from yesterday, so I couldn't record this live at the time. But I noticed like the 11 Labs voices weren't showing up, and had something to do with this URL not being correct or something. And then video wizard generation, I found like a bug in that. So both of those bugs I actually opened issues for, and so I just created one issue called core and app split, and I'm gonna put everything in here. And so Claude's gonna update them. Usually when I'm working with Claude, I think Claude like replies to these, so everything thing, this Claude isn't doing it right because normally they update this stuff. Like the comments go with the issue. I'll say, how do you do that? Quote replay. Maybe it was going in and updating it. I don't know. I don't care that much. This was the bug in the front end. I tried to generate this video about mastering your time. Yeah, I told Claude not to push anything until we had some more tests. And like a lot of times when I test, like I'll check this network tab, I'll have that open, or like the console. This was where the bug was yesterday, so that's fixed. Like none of this stuff was loading. I might have caught that on the video yesterday, I think, but that's, I think, one of the fixes. And then the other one was there was a bunch of errors on this page on the network tab. Or no, not errors, but like it was repeatedly calling this balance, probably checking the user's credits and entitlements. So that's resolved. And Claude's just now. So you're all caught up now, I think. I don't know if Claude even pushed these like you should push them. Allows voices fix live, video error, true root causes. All right, so I'm gonna do some other testing just in case if there's some more like easy bugs to find. So like in the settings, my subscriptions active. I'm in the starter. My credits look good. Like these now are supposed to be compiled components. Everything from core are compiled UI NPM component. And I mean, this is part of the app, I think. I don't know if I put all the settings in there or what. In this, I don't think I have this set up. I never did that. The YouTube export isn't going to work until I fix that. And this job thing, I might as well try to schedule something. I mean, there's one scheduled. But all right, when I clicked schedule or new, it brought me over here. So I clicked on two of these things. And I go back over here, and there's this, but there's no schedule. So all it's doing is letting me queue up items. And it's not letting me set the schedule set. And I want to make some changes in here anyway. This bug got introduced sometime with the planner. Like there's so much better, like such a better way to do this. Like I just had this like running off of like a global queue. You know, it's in its first iteration kind of or second. So I think the better way to do it is like either let me make a series out of this like one video, and I can click new and select my video, or I can have separate queues on the video level instead of like this global queue. So I think that would be, and then be able to schedule like the day and the time. And it already is supposed to export, but I haven't fully tested that, so it's probably not. I'm gonna assume it's not working, especially after this. So here's a bug. I gotta like log this thing. And I'm just gonna log it in here, even though it may not be in there. Please I'll say on a comment, a GitHub issue, say your feedback is linked to it. I don't know how you do that. Is that this thing or I don't know. I'm gonna paste that in there. And I'll say this schedule or let's open I'm clicking new. I don't see the schedule dialog. I get redirected to the planner. Please set up the queue. Should be able to create multiple schedules with their own key. That's not how it works right now. Let's see. I'm just going to confuse it by saying that. I'll say should be able to create a schedule that runs through the existing items in the queue, but I can't create this schedule. All right, that's better. I like say tempted to try to make it make this in the instant. That's like a good summer little project. All right, so see how disciplined I am. So that's one. I check settings. Maybe over here I'll do. I wish I could create. Here, I'm gonna do this pieces, and then this no, this one. Video generation. That's one bug. Need to retest. Maybe it's too much. I have to put this in here. All right, so I'm moving that other one down that I copied from above, so I can put all the test cases in the top one. And I also tested free tier subscription. Free tier subscription. What else? This is outstanding. This one's dev complete. This is passed. That passed. Darn it. I messed it up. Alright. This is the automation one, and then there are these two, 11 labs and video generation. Oh yeah, 11 lab voice extension. Alright, that's still complete. Alright, so it already supports IDEA queue mode, so the fix is simple. Open it from automation instead of redirecting. Alright, so it's looking into loading that dialogue. That's good. I think Starter should be able to access the music and video labs, and those are saying upgrade. So this migration doesn't seem like it should cause that. It's probably a problem that was in staging. Running tally. This is Music and Video Lab. Music and Video. So my account is in Starter. So if I look at my account, yeah, it says Starter. Oh yeah, I think that's on the screenshot, right? Yep, Starter. Video and Music Labs upgrade label Starter plan should be able to access everything now. This may be an issue. The staging entitlements not matching dev or prod. I'll say that. Alright, that's just Clyde saying everything is good with the dialogue. Every time I want to check a new issue, that's what I'm doing. I just hit the up arrow and hit that to notify it that there's another issue. It just is. Oh, this is in dev. It like reloaded dev. That's okay. Here, I'm going to close that down so I don't switch it. I'm actually remoted on another computer for that. I could run them both on this computer, but that's just how I do most of my development on my desktop and all my videos on this laptop. But sometimes I do the development on the laptop as well. Okay, so in the story lab. So in the story lab, I should be able to click new story and then load a story from a preset. Like say I want it to be a superhero and it's fiction, fantasy, and if I say AI suggestions, a knight embarks on a perilous quest to retrieve stolen artifact. Something cooler like sorceress or dragon rider. Dragon rider sounds pretty cool. I like the dragons. So I'm just going to do like those settings are already filled out. Test that this works. Desolate wasteland land plagued by an eternal storm where dragon riders are revered and feared. That's pretty cool. And then generate the characters, so that's all working. A mysterious and powerful beast with the ability to control the winds. Okay, and she's a determined dragon rider. That's good. Central conflict. Dragon rider must betray her own people. All right. Happy ending. F that. I'll make it just sad. And then I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this Nova Micro. Fastest and smallest. Tiny but mighty. All right, so now it's going to generate the story. It's just going to be a short story. It's not a big deal. We look at the. Oh, yeah, there's a bug. Okay, cool. We found a bug. I don't know if it's related to this, but I'm putting this in there for the Claude story lab. Oh, yeah, and I do have to update my tally. Can't generate story. I usually like to put the ID. This isn't showing the ID in the address bar, so that's an enhancement I should make. Oh, great, and nothing's in my network tab for some reason, and there's no filter. I guess because wasn't clicked over to it, but that's okay. So this model use case details have not been submitted. Oh. That is for that Anthropic update. I know what that is because just ran into that with the Anthropic. But you know what's funny is I selected Nova Mac. I didn't even select Claude. I had this one. So this isn't working. I'll tell it that too. Do I already have that? That 6 was upgraded. This was fixed and in stage or prod by and AWS. I think Claude did it. I remember I was starting to go in there and then he just said it. Please get. And what was the other issue? Oh yeah, it was trying to use. I think because that error above is most likely for Sonnet 4.6 or 3.6, it wasn't seeing the model I assigned, which was Nova. What was it? Nova Micro. Alright, Sundays. And it's just going to be like probably be doing this for a while. All right, I'm going to take a break.